I just found the next massive crypto opportunity. Do you guys remember last year how explosive play-to-earn games were like Star Atlas and Axie Infinity? Well, now that level of popularity is coming to a brand new niche. That is move to earn. This is crypto's billion-dollar fitness opportunity. Just like Axie Infinity had the first mover advantage in play-to-earn, StepN has a first mover advantage in the move to earn space. But that doesn't mean that you should go ape into StepN. In fact, in this video, I will tell you what I think about StepN, where it's currently valued at, and what I'm doing in the move to earn space. Stay tuned to this video because I'm going to tell you some of my other top picks for hot move to earn projects that have a much more reasonable valuation that maybe you should take a look at. Guys, if that sounds good to you, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Like the video. Let's go for 500 likes on this video. Please help me get to that like goal. And let's dive into the world of move to earn. So the question that a lot of people are asking right now, and we can see from the popularity of StepN that a lot of people are actually interested, is move to earn the next play to earn. What is move to earn? You know, have you guys ever looked at like Fitbit or your Apple Watch and thought, wow, I did 10,000 steps today. That's pretty good. But what if you could earn from moving? Well, this is kind of the idea behind move to earn. Pretty simple, right? It gets more interesting. Now, to really understand what is move to earn, let's take a look at the app that's leading the space right now, StepN. StepN is clearly one of the most innovative crypto projects that we see in the space with actually a good amount of daily active users. Essentially, it's just a fitness tracker with some built-in really interesting mechanics with NFTs and things like that, built on the Solana blockchain, and obviously is gaining a lot of popularity. And of course, the most interesting part that takes this from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0 is the ability for users to actually earn real money while using the app. So the game rewards the actual users who are doing fitness with GST or Green Satoshi token. This is the kind of in-game currency similar in Axie like SLP, Smooth Love Potion. Currently, some of the StepN users are earning hundreds of dollars a day by running their butt off, which is actually pretty cool. Not only are you getting more fit, but you're actually earning money too. So StepN aims to incentivize the token utility by several different methods. One of them is really just onboarding a massive amount of people in Web3 by encouraging them to live healthier lifestyles. That's a great thing. And a small percentage of the token profits go to charitable causes such as offsetting carbon emissions, which we all want to live in a healthier world. So that's also a noble cause. So the question is, can StepN achieve blockbuster success the same way that Axie once did once upon a time? And we start to see kind of explosive growth within the StepN ecosystem. Just a month ago, StepN Twitter account had 50,000 users. Today, we see over 320,000. And there's over 300,000 daily active users also using the StepN app. Similar types of growth trajectory that we saw on Axie. So currently, how much are people actually earning? Well, people are earning around $10 to $40 a day. That's good for anybody. If you lived in a less than privileged area like Philippines or Venezuela or something like that, where the salaries are much, much lower, $10 to $40 a day is an amazing salary. And if you live in a more privileged place like Western world, and even if you have a job and you just happen to be a fitness fanatic anyway, an extra $10 to $40 a day is actually great for things like your everyday expenses that you spend on gas or whatever else. So it's benefits a bunch of different people in a bunch of different ways. There's some reasons why I'm very bullish on this sector, and there's also some reasons for me to be very concerned about the sector as well. I will get into those right now. So the bullish reasons, as you look at the backers from StepN, people like Sequoia, Binance Labs, Solana Ventures, Alameda Research, guys, these are big VCs, and they do a lot of due diligence before making investments into projects, but they don't do all the due diligence. And guys, you would be surprised how many times I've come across a project that have names on like this on the cap table. When you look at the token economics and sustainability, you have to question how long that could actually last. And for me right now, StepN feels a lot like the same mechanics that you see in Axie Infinity, where it requires a significant barrier to entry, an NFT, and then people earn money in a uncapped inflationary supply that they just earn and sell, which isn't very sustainable at all. Now, full transparency, I haven't gone into a deep dive on the token economics of this because frankly, I'm just not interested. It's way too high of a valuation right now at a $20+ billion fully diluted valuation. This thing, in my opinion, is way overvalued right now. Doesn't mean there's not room for some upside growth right now, but also private sale investors haven't even started getting their tokens unlocked to them yet, which means that in the future, we can look for a lot more inflation of that main token coming into the ecosystem. For that reason, I'm going to look at some other move to earn games or apps that I think potentially have significant upside, maybe get to the same kind of area that StepN is, and also ones that actually are adding some really interesting game mechanics into it, where StepN is literally just Fitbit and Web3, which is cool. It has utility. It's an interesting use case. But before I go into these other projects that I'm really interested in and looking at significantly right now, I do want to point out that there is a major partnership between StepN and ASICs. We also know that companies like Nike are very, very interested in the NFT space. I mean, we've seen it already. So do you think companies like Nike and Reebok are going to just sit there, and Adidas are just sit there on the sidelines and watch ASICs take off in the spotlight with one of the most popular Web3 apps in the world? I don't think so. So definitely there will be other competitors coming in, adding support and competing with StepN. And again, I think that what might separate these other projects I'm about to talk to from StepN is the gamification aspect to it. So let's dive into those right now. So guys, the first project I want to talk to you about is GenoPets. Now, GenoPets is really cool. And in fact, I am very bullish on this one compared to StepN. One has a much more reasonable valuation. Right now, the current fully diluted valuation is around $1 billion, but the current market cap right now of circulating supply is only around 50 million. According to the tokenomics, you can see that private sale investors were locked for 12 months. And so if you look at the token emission schedule, you have very little inflation, which means that impact on the price and the circulating supply from inflation should be negligible or not very much over the first 12 months. Now, if you do choose to put some money into GenoPets, after doing your own research, to make a note on your calendar. Now, this thing launched mid-November. So you have until about, I would say, the beginning of November this year, or maybe even just to be safe, let's talk about the middle of October, where you're not going to see a huge amount of inflation, which means that we're not seeing a bunch of tokens inflating the supply, which means we're not going to see a bunch of sell pressure, which means that if this thing gets some traction, we have the potential to see a lot of upside over the next 6 months or so. Now, what I would do at 6 months, personally, what I will be doing, because I didn't get into the GenoPets private sale at all, so I don't even have tokens, but I'm probably going to go buy some after making this video. But what I'm going to do in October is assess and try to find out, going to Discord or asking the team, like, what does your adoption look like? Looking at this emissions curve, you can see that there's quite a hefty amount of inflation that starts after month 12. So a good play, in my opinion, on GenoPets would be something like the potential for it to explode, in my opinion, of the token price until, I would say, October. Then we need to be very, very, very careful. Go check out GenoPets. It's really cool. The game looks awesome, and it is move to earn. So they're doing some really innovative things that, in my opinion, will make it much more fun than something like StepN. So the next project I want to talk to you about isn't out yet. I was speaking to the founder recently and trying to consider, if I want to potentially make an investment into this. Okay, so the next one I want to talk about is called DEFY, DEFY, and the website is defydisrupt.io. Now, this is really interesting. So this is actually like an augmented reality or virtual reality, kind of like Pokemon Go in a way, but instead of having to go find Pokemon, you actually have to hack your way into what they're calling future systems. And so it's a really interesting concept where you basically go out there with your phone, and I imagine that you'll be able to have like augmented reality goggles or something as well. And you actually have to go out and like a real world hacker, and you actually get a map, and you have to go find actual cell phone towers, get close enough to them to where you can like open up your little command center and start hacking in. And I'm pretty sure that you can actually learn like how to hack or code or whatever on this game app. And there's like real world situations that happen where like drones identify this hacker and come try to hunt you down. And so in your augmented reality, you can actually see like this drone start chasing you, and you've got a couple options. One, you can try to battle with the drone by like using EMPs or something like that. And I think that takes some coin or cryptocurrency to do that. Or you can run like hell and you can run away from the drone. And this is another idea of like move to earn and hack to earn kind of mechanics where I think this makes it really, really fun. And I can imagine a lot of people getting into something like this. So this thing hasn't launched yet. I think it's going to launch in the next month or two. It's backed by Animoca Brands. I would encourage you to be very, very careful to buy the day it launches because they have wild volatility. Probably expect that if it has a very wildly successful launch, there might be some sell-offs that happen, in the first few days, but I would pay attention to that and see kind of how the price is stabilizing and where it kind of chooses to stabilize at. The private sale investors, the earliest ones like Animoca and Spartan, for example, got in at a pretty good valuation, and they have a 12-month lock after the IDO. So Again, you can probably be pretty sure that there's not going to be a significant amount of inflation for the first 12 months. But again, like smart investing, you should make a note on your calendar to remind you, approximately 11 months after the IDO to kind of reassess your position in that project and understand that there's a lot of private sale capital about to invest, and they probably are going to want to take some profits, which could affect the token price. So that's how I would play something like DeFi. It's a really cool idea. And you can see how the move to earn space is more than just Fitbit and Web3. There's a lot of gamification happening and really cool ideas that will also incorporate a healthier lifestyle, being active and earning crypto and NFTs while you're at it. So with that being said, guys, it is always important to follow the trend when looking at the crypto market. Remember, the trend is your friend, and to bet against the trend is a very dangerous thing. So just like crypto gaming was huge last year and DeFi the year before, well, 2022 looks like it's turning out to be the year of move to earn, fitness apps, and DAOs. Let me know in the comments below, guys, if you want a video on DAOs. I'm really excited about them, and something else that I think is going to take off this year. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this video on the new phenomena that is move to earn. If you want to watch another video, it's very, very interesting. I suggest that you do click this button thing here.